Hey podcast lovers, are you ready for something special this Black Friday? Imagine getting more from the shows you love, like bonus content, ad-free episodes, and exclusive perks, all from your favourite Irish podcasts on HeadStuff Plus. We're giving you 15% off an annual membership with the code HS Black Friday. That's right, unlock a full year of premium content for less. Whether you're a fan of the delicious Garron Noon, can't stop laughing out loud with Keep It Tight, or can't get the young hot guys out of your mind, there's so much to explore. Go to headstuffpodcast.com, sign up with the code HS Black Friday, and treat yourself to a whole year of amazing content.
Sair da escola já com uma formação profissional no currículo? Parece bom demais pra ser verdade, né? Pois é. No ensino técnico do Senac, isso é possível. É ensino médio junto com formação técnica, que acontece durante os 3 anos. Lá, eles usam metodologia para projetos, desenvolvendo competências como resolução de problemas, pensamento crítico e colaboração, além de valores éticos e sustentáveis. Quer saber? Senac. Acesse sp.senac.br/ensino médio e saiba mais.
This show is part of the HeadStuff Podcast Network.
Introducing sais, the world's first ever air fryer pizza. The Sicilian-style stone-baked sourdough base has been expertly crafted to cook to perfection in just 8 minutes. No need for pesky preheating or waiting ages for your pizza to cook in the oven. Just pop slicey in the air fryer and set to 8 minutes for a speedy, no-stress snack that'll hit the spot. Slicey's 3 tempting ingredients, margherita, pepperoni and spicy diavola, are sure to satisfy your pizza craving. With a sourdough base, natural ingredients, 15 grams of protein and only 440 calories, Sicilian snacking just got simpler. Slicey is available now in Spar, Centra, SuperValu, Tesco and Eurospar nationwide. Savour the flavour of Sicily with Slicey, the air fryer pizza. Hello, how are you getting on? And welcome to episode 8 of Listen, I'm Delicious. 'Tis myself, Garron Noon, your favourite big chunk of a man. Hopefully you're enjoying this podcast in your ears. This week we have the cultural icon that is Cassie Stokes. She knows everything about the best pubs in Ireland, the best food in Ireland. She's interviewed all the biggest names about it. So we're going to be having a big chat with her about everything. I'm very uncultured, especially. I've recently moved to Dublin, because I'm in showbiz, obviously. And I've recently moved to Dublin, but I don't actually know anything that's here. So I've tried like 2 restaurants. Now, I've tried them a lot of times. Be not mistaken. Don't worry, I'm staying fed. But I've tried like 2 restaurants. I haven't been to many of the pubs yet. So I'm looking to learn a lot today about what would be best. I have recorded the episode in advance, so I already know all the answers. I'm just pretending that this is before the episode. It's not. It's after. Significantly after. I recorded it last week. I'm going to give you some life updates. I never really do that. I never really talk about things that are going on. But it's been a mad few months. I know I mentioned I was on the Late Late Show. I've been on a lot of like television and radio here, so it's been mad. I've been getting kind of used to people knowing who I am. It's a very strange one. I don't know why so many people watch the videos, but they do, and I thank you very much for watching them. But I had possibly the weirdest experience I've ever had with a human being this very week. So, and it wasn't with somebody who knew who I was. It was with a taxi driver, actually. So, I got a taxi. I won't say where it was, but I got a taxi somewhere in the country. And I got into the taxi and I was with another person and we were on our way to do something. So, there's no information there really. But I was in the taxi and I was talking to my friend and we were kind of talking quietly. The way you kind of talk when you're in the back of a taxi because you don't want to, I suppose, intrude with your boring life. So we were having a chat anyway and we were talking very quietly. And then the taxi driver looked dead down the mirror and he looked at me and he goes, "You better stop that or I'll fuck you out of the car." And I was like, "Sorry?" So he goes, "You better stop that or I'll fuck you into the river." I was like, "Okay." So I, at this point, thought he must have misheard something that we had said. And he must have, thought I was making fun of him or something. So, I'll just chat to him and I'll be like, look, I think there might be a misunderstanding here. There's no problem at all. But then he proceeded to keep threatening me. So he was like, yeah, you know what you're doing. If you don't stop doing that now, I'm going to throw you in the river. I fucking mean it, man. He was intense, right? So at this point anyway, I'm like, right, we need to get out of this car. So I'm like, look, let us out of the car. We're going to get out of the car now. So he dropped us off at the side of the road and we stood there. And then I started hailing another taxi. So I seen a taxi coming down behind him and I kind of put my hand up and he was like, right, I'll collect you. So he goes up to turn anyway. And when I got into the car, he was like, did you just have a very weird experience there? I was like, yeah, actually, the taxi driver threatened to kill me. Bit of a strange one. So he had turned around and he had met this taxi driver on the way back. And the taxi driver said, don't pick them up. He is in the mafia and he's going to kill you. So this taxi driver had it in my head that I was going to kill him and that I was in the mafia. So anyway, I've reported the taxi driver. So hopefully he won't pick anybody else up. As far as I know, he won't. But I just wanted to share that experience with you. And, if you are in a situation like that and something feels uncomfortable, my advice is to get out of the car because you don't know who you're talking to. I've never had a bad experience with a taxi driver. I get a lot of taxis. I've never had a bad experience with a taxi driver in all my life. It was very strange. But I'm glad I left the car instead of trying to reason with him because my instinct was to just keep talking to him and go, sure, look, he'll get it. Sure, look, sure, no, I'm a bit of crack. We can get along. But he was obviously not well. So, if you get a bad feeling or something like that off somebody, leave. Just get out of the car or leave because I was going to try and reason with that fella and it was very apparent from what the second taxi driver said that man was not going to be reasoned with. So hopefully he gets the help he needs and hopefully he's back on the straight and narrow. But yeah, bit of a weird one there. But I just thought I'd share it because I think it's important to share things like that when they happen. You should always stay vigilant. Not too vigilant, enjoy your life, but stay a bit vigilant. Now we'll pass over on to food. I have officially decided, it's a bit of a change of topic. I have officially decided that my favourite food is rotisserie chicken. It's taken me 30 years of data collection to discover this. You're going to hear that Camden Rotisserie gets another shout out. And I just have to reiterate that they are not sponsoring me. I just love their food. So I order Camden Rotisserie all the time. They do rotisserie chicken, gravy, potatoes. You're going to think this is sponsored, but I have just decided that is my favourite food, okay? And green beans as well with a bit of butter on them. They're absolutely amazing. But I am going to try and adventure more on this podcast in future. So I am thinking of a segment that I'm going to add at the end of the show and it may not be exactly in the studio, maybe it will be at home, but I'm thinking of adding a segment where I try foods from all around the world. So I currently do this thing where I'm trying snacks. I thought it would be cool to add to this podcast is a segment where I try the weirdest dish from every country. So what I'd like to know is, do you think you'd like that to be included in the podcast? And if you would, right, can you give me some suggestions of what is the weirdest food from your country? And we'll do a little segment at the end where I have a little taste of them. Now, it may not be in the studio. I might be doing it from home, but I think it would be cool to add on and it would fit in with this podcast. Anyway, I'm going to shut up now. I'm going to hand you over to Cassie Stokes. We had a great chat. Stay delicious. I love you. You're looking fabulous today. You're looking man fabulous and woman fabulous. Whichever fabulous you want to be, that's the fabulous you look. Absolutely gorgeous. I can't stop looking at you, but I will for now. And I'm going to go and chat to Cassie. Stay delicious. Hello, how are you getting on? And welcome to another episode of Listen, I'm Delicious. I've lost count of which episode number we're on, but it's a pivotal episode, as today we have Cassie Stokes, expert in all things Irish cultural. I just found out was a Canadian voiceover artist for a while. So you've had your toes in many things. You know what? I've definitely had my toes in a few things, but I can't take any credit of being an Irish know-it-all. It's more that's you. I don't know anything. See, you've been asking me to do the best of your best of series, which is probably what you're most known for now, is it?
Yeah, I think so. Well,
Yeah.
I hope so, unless there's something else that people know me for. And
Well,
I
that's
don't
what
know.
I know you
Well,
for.
I'm like, okay,
but
that's
sometimes I have a complete perception of a person, and then it turns out that they're way more well known for something I didn't even know
good.
about.
You're like, oh wow.
Yeah.
No, there's no surprise there. It's
Okay.
But it's what you see is what you get. It's the best of.
So yeah, I started seeing those videos pretty much when I started doing TikTok, but probably about like a year and a half ago, something like that, 2 years ago.
Yeah, actually, probably
Yeah.
just like a year and a half ago.
Yeah, I think.
And now you've skyrocketed. I'm still floating in doing them.
I think you've also skyrocketed, and you've got quite the repertoire. Before we go on, I feel like we need to hear. So you grew up in Canada.
Yes.
I was just shocked before we were recording to hear that you lived there until you were 11.
Yes.
And I was amazed that you didn't have a Canadian accent.
Yeah.
So you got rid of the Canadian accent and then you moved back and
Yeah.
you had to relearn the Canadian accent.
I did, yeah.
Because you were doing voiceover.
Yeah.
And they didn't want Irish voices.
There wasn't as much work for an Irish accent, over in Canada. So
What
I
part
was
of Canada
advised-
were you born there?
I was born in Ireland, in
Okay.
Dublin. Then we moved there when I was 1.
Okay.
I lived there until I was 11. Moved back here. I had a very thick Canadian accent, and I, arrived first day of school it would have been 5th or 6th class, and I had a backpack. My best friend described it as, I could have gone camping for weeks with this backpack. There was like tins hanging off it. I was like, there wasn't tins hanging off it, and I was like, "Hi, I'm Cassandra from Canada." So I was. I had a very strong accent, and I never liked when anyone called me Cassie. I was always like, it's Cassandra.
Cassandra.
So anyway, then
that just doesn't sound right in an Irish accent.
Cassandra.
Cassandra, will you come down?
You know what's so funny? My granddad could never say Cassie, so he'd be like, Cathy, Cassandra. So he actually couldn't say the reverse. So then I lived there until, and then I moved back. And then when I was 25, I went back to Canada to see what it was like as an adult. It was great, but I'm back, obviously.
Yeah.
So I couldn't stay too far from Ireland because, all my family are here. And let's face it, Ireland's
the best.
Amazing.
I mean, I've never been to Canada. I'm going later next year. But
you'll like it.
Yeah, I like it, but probably you're thinking not as much because it's not as good as here.
Well, Ireland is Ireland. Ireland's the best.
I'm going doing some shows in the big parts of Canada, the cities.
Amazing.
And I'm also going to Newfoundland.
Oh, well, yeah, their accents are actually more
Yes.
Irish than our
Yes,
accents.
that's the entire reason I'm going. I
don't
have
blame
no
you.
other reason to be there
good.
other than to go and examine the people and make videos of them.
Yeah, they're more Irish than us.
Yeah.
I remember working with a guy from Newfoundland in an Irish pub in Toronto. And I was like, how does he sound more Irish than all of us?
They have Cork accents.
It's actually unbelievable. Yeah, they
it's
sound
like
more
heavy,
Cork
how we
than
get
Cork.
down. Yeah,
they're
it's
more
mad.
Cork than Cork. I
It's
don't know
insane.
what's going on, but it is. It's actually, and when you see it in real life, it'll blow your mind.
Yeah, I can't wait to go there. I can't wait to see all of Canada. Maybe not the French part. No, I can't wait to come to the French parts. There's a rumour that I hate the French, and it's not that I hate the French. We just have a bit of a jovial back and forth. They don't say anything to me, and I constantly make fun of them. That's it. That's all it is. But I love the French.
Surely you love a baguette.
Yeah, I love everything the French
Me
do.
too, the fries.
I love a bit of conquest. I love a good navy. You can't beat that. So yeah, I love the French.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited to go around Canada, but I do have to. So your voiceover work.
Okay,
Can we hear some
let's bring it back.
Canadian? You don't have to do the brand. You can make up your own brand. But we'd love to hear some Canadian voiceover.
Okay, so I had to change my accent back to a more Canadian accent and go to classes for it. And one of them was, I might just have to say the brand because
go for it.
It's in my head. So I'm like, you know what?
Let's say Irish Express.
Okay, perfect.
Yes.
Okay, Irish Express. What was the last thing? Believe in the... Hold on. I'm like, I guess I'm nervous.
This isn't as easy as people think.
But I can't say it with the wrong words. See? Okay. I can't even say it with saying Irish.
Let's keep it simple. Let's keep the brand. This is unsponsored.
Okay, no, I'll say it. Irish Express. Realize the potential.
I mean, I want to get a credit card now and just waste my life on it.
The Irish Express credit card. There you go. Isn't that so funny the way you have a line ingrained in your head for so long that if you change one word...
I was doing a voiceover for a radio thing the other day, and there was a line that they had to shorten.
Yeah.
And when they shortened the line, not only did it trip me up, I stopped being able to pronounce every other word in the line. It took me like 5 attempts to be able to say it again. And they just took out one word. And I was like, it's amazing.
It's crazy. And then I remember being at a voiceover session where they actually were just like, you know what, just say every word and we'll actually just cut it in.
Yeah.
So it was like, God, this is really embarrassing. It was like a room full of people because obviously they have all their marketing team and they're just staring at you and you're just standing in this voiceover booth working for one of the biggest brands in the whole world.
Yeah.
And they're just like, yeah, we'll just try it every word. So then you're like, Irish, express. And they're like, maybe go express. And you're like, express. And they're like, smile more when you do it. Express.
This show is part of HeadStuff Podcasts. Here's another show you might like.
Hi there, I'm Grace Alice. I'm a sex and intimacy educator, and I have a quick question for you. Have you found the G-Spot yet? The G-Spot is your go-to podcast for all things sex, intimacy, pleasure, relationships, dating, all that good stuff. And season 2 is out now. I tackle all kinds of dilemmas, from the sensitive to the spicy, with my amazing guests, including comedian Anna Clifford, activist Natasha O'Brien, cyber psychologist Dr. Nicola Fox-Hamilton, and plenty more. No topic is off limits, so listen now on headstuffpodcast.com or wherever you get your podcasts.
I am very excited about your foods. So you came in with an absolute onslaught of stuff. And I expected great things from you because you are obviously a cultural ambassador.
That's you.
A cultural ambassador. You ask people about their favourite. I'm going to have to ask you at the end what your favourite stuff is. But let's go with the snack first. Let's get started. So first of all, we've got a cup of tea here. So this is your favourite drink?
Yeah, tea is definitely my favourite drink.
I mean, you can't beat that. So you're sort of a milky weak kind of a tea drinker?
You know what, I have to say, I didn't have too much time to let the tea bag sit. Nice. So you know what, it would normally be a little bit stronger, but lots of milk. And people find that offensive.
I like a lot of milk. And I get dragged for it as well, so I completely understand.
Fine, we're in the same boat here, I love that.
Tea should be like a third milk. And the kettle should be just off the kettle. Make sure it's nice and hot so you still have enough heat in it. Good bit of dairy in it. And I like mine strong like tar. You should be able to walk on it.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah. So you like yours a little bit stronger. I'd probably say a little bit weaker. Not as weak as this normally, but I probably have 8 to 10 to 20 cups a day.
Jeez, you need the milk. You'd be hopping off the walls if you had that much caffeine.
I just sit there, I'm like, I just drink tea like I breathe.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, oh, it's gone. I need another one.
You cannot beat a cup of tea. And listen, when you make a week like this, it doesn't discolour the cup as much. So there's a tip for you as well. You don't want to discolour your cups.
Well, I'm like, you have your good cups. Do they discolour?
Oh no, not the Creuset. No.
No.
Yeah, I am quite the cup collector. So actually, I've only got 4 cups, but I spent about 100 quid on them.
I did like what you said though. You're like, you shouldn't be having more than 3 people over for tea.
Hey, listen, if you're having 5-6 people over for tea, you've got a Judas in there. You know, you don't want them at the round table. Somebody in there. You need to select your people wisely, and you need to make sure they have a good cup, €25 cup to drink out of. And I honestly believe number 1 factor in the taste of a cup of tea is the tea bag.
Yeah.
Number 2 factor is the cup.
Yeah.
Then water, milk, whatever else. But if you put sugar, I think sugar matters less than the cup.
Oh yeah, no, the cup is really important.
The cup's so important.
It was actually my grandma who taught me about the cup. She's like, no, see, I was like, why do you always have it in that type? And she's like, because it's just thick enough but thin enough that it tastes perfect. It's
absolutely.
And I was like, too thin? No.
Yeah.
Or too thick, please. Yeah. Like
and the right size, a good amount of cup room, but not an obnoxious amount.
Yeah. like those huge, massive ones.
The tea tastes ridiculous out of them, and they're all freezing cold within minutes. Also, this is going to be an unpopular opinion. You want to wash your cup as little as possible whilst you're just drinking tea out of it. The patina of previous tea adds a depth to the flavour of the tea.
Oh, really?
So if you can use a cup for the whole day, allow it to get a little bit dirty, allow it to get a little bit stained. Okay. You're only drinking tea out of it. You're not going to fucking die, okay? Let it build up a little bit, and I'm telling you. And when you put it in, don't put it in the dishwasher. Give it a little rinse out. Make sure it's clean, right? But leave a little bit of that darkening from the tea in there. It's
What's it called?
Stuff.
The patina?
That's not the technical term.
Yeah, I was
patina is what builds up on relics and stuff. It's like oxidization of a metal. I'm calling it the patina though. So there you go. Try it out. Try leaving your teacup a little bit dirty. Yeah. And if you get salmonella, I didn't tell you to do that.
Yeah, you said nothing. But listen, I trust you. Okay, so
snack.
You've trusted me with this, which I'll put my tea down.
I'm terrified of this.
You know what?
What we've got here is a cracker with blue cheese.
Yeah.
I've never had blue cheese.
Okay,
I'm terrified
this is
of
even
it.
more special. So,
and we've got a relish on top. Who knows what the brand of relish is?
Exactly. A nice relish.
Okay. Are you just going to watch me try this?
Okay, no, I'm going to have it with you.
Okay.
So also we have a Cars cracker because that's also important. I do like
Cars
these ones.
Cracker, it's I don't know anything about crackers.
Are they called water crackers or something like that? Something like that. Yeah. And anyway, they're light, they're delicious. Enjoy your first bit of blue cheese.
Am I doing all this in one bite? Or?
I think we should just do it in one bite.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, go.
Okay. I don't know yet.
It's good. I just really like blue cheese at the moment. What do we think?
I actually don't know what I think. Give me a second. I'm trying to figure it all out. I keep expecting something bad to happen. Like, I keep expecting something to happen, and it just does. Like, I keep expecting there to be a really weird flavour in there, and it doesn't happen. Oh, it's strong at the back of the mouth.
Strong at the back.
You can't. There's an aftertaste, all right, isn't there?
There's a bit of an aftertaste. The relish.
You wouldn't want to go shifting after one of them. I'll tell you that.
No. This is end of the night kind of stuff.
Yeah, this is post shifting food. So. Be careful. If you're not from Ireland, shifting is French kissing. Just to updating you there with the slang. You wouldn't want to pair that up with blue cheese. They're just letting you know.
Another great thing the French came up with. Kissing. French kissing.
I would argue the Irish came up with it and the French adapted it, but that's that's all right. That's actually good.
Yeah.
How do I feel about the blue cheese? I actually think I need a few days to think about it. I like it. You can sort of taste that it's mouldy, but not in a way that is as unpleasant as you would imagine that would be.
As you would think, yeah. You know what? I used to be offended by blue cheese when I was younger, but I don't know if it's age or something. And now, this year, I'm obsessed with it.
See, I noticed when I turned 30, this happened overnight. I started liking olives. Never liked them before.
I've wanted to get further away from olives, and now I want them on my pizza.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Now if somebody gives me like a salad or something, I know, very unbelievable, but it does happen. If somebody gives me a salad or something, there's no olives in it, I'm like, oh, where's the flavour at, guys?
Exactly.
Like, how am I supposed to get into this salad with no olives?
It just happens. I think it's just when you've become an adult, you start to like olives. And I've talked to a lot of people about this. It's the exact same thing. It's kind of like oysters and blue cheese. Now, I know you're not a fan of oysters.
I'm never going to like those. That's disgusting.
You just have to keep trying. That's the thing.
I think he sabotaged me by telling me to chew them. I think he did that on purpose.
Oh, sometimes, you know what? Sometimes I've had one that was so huge, if I didn't chew it, I probably would have died.
It's so strong in the mouth, and it was just so salty, and the textures. What part of an oyster is it that appeals to you?
You know what?
Is it the horrible taste, the horrible texture? Is it how disgusting it looks? Is it all the barnacles on it? Is it the fact that it might kill you if it's a tiny bit wrong?
Yeah.
Which of those things makes it worthwhile?
It's the risk factor. It's all exactly everything you said, and then the risk of not knowing if you're gonna be okay afterwards. No, I think there is something about a vibe of an oyster.
Okay.
I remember seeing people...
Like a je ne sais quoi.
Yeah.
Just the French are getting...
really coming
French
into
are getting great coverage in this podcast.
Go on the French.
I must go on to your tourist board or something.
Yeah, exactly. We'll go over there and we can try some oysters. A je ne sais quoi oyster.
I don't trust the French with oysters. I feel like this. I don't know.
Stick to your kissing. Forget about the oysters.
Stay away from the oysters.
We've some amazing oysters here in Ireland.
I do like the French.
I love the French. We love the French.
Sorry, go on. Explain the value of an oyster.
I think for me, initially, now I tried one when I was a teenager and I was like, that is repulsive.
Yeah.
Again, age happened. And then I kind of liked the idea of it. And every time you saw someone having one, I'd be like, maybe I really want to enjoy those. So then I kind of forced it on myself.
Yeah.
And now I love them. But like,
I kind of feel like that about rocking chairs.
Yeah, now you love them.
I love the idea. No, I haven't yet, but I love the idea of like sitting in a rocking chair.
You just got to keep going.
Yeah,
exactly. So
Oyster's a bit more of a barrier to entry, though, I'd admit. So it's like
it's a vibe.
It makes you think you're better than other people. That's kind of what it is.
No, it just I don't know.
So you're there eating the oyster, and you're like, the poors cannot eat these. They're not brave enough.
Oyster, sure, you can get them in the sea. They're there for everyone.
Yeah, true. You can pick them off the ground.
Yeah, I just love I don't know. Now I'm sitting here, as much as I talk about loving oysters. I like the smaller ones.
I kind of get it. I think it's similar to like a Guinness. It's similar to a Guinness because if I have to be honest, Guinness doesn't taste that nice. I've programmed myself to believe that Guinness is the nicest taste on the planet, which I truly believe now.
Yeah.
But the first time I drank it, that was not my impression. When I drank Guinness for the first time, I was like, why does anyone like this? This is just awful.
Yeah.
Now, like, if I came out of the desert and I was dying of thirst, the first thing I want is a Guinness. That's what I need.
I think everyone wants that now. It's like, but again, is that the thing? You taste something, you don't really like it, and you either force yourself, or is it more about the vibe of certain foods? Because everyone drinks Guinness now, so you're like, I kind of want to drink Guinness.
It's a strange one, though.
Is it peer pressure?
Because I understand how Guinness have achieved that because they have a massive marketing budget.
Yeah.
Oysters have done it with no marketing budget. It's very impressive.
You know what? It's basically like, remember that year Brussels sprouts were delicious and everyone wanted to have them because someone I think they put bacon with them.
Yeah.
Whoever was doing the marketing for Brussels sprouts obviously then started working with oysters.
There's a lot of weird stuff like that. Like I know that eggs they were finding it hard to sell eggs because people weren't having them.
Okay.
So there was this big marketing campaign to push them as a breakfast item. They were never considered a breakfast item before. Now everybody eats eggs for breakfast.
They are breakfast.
Yeah. So there you go. It works. So maybe oysters could be like they could be like maybe like a snack. Like
they will be. You know what? In a few years, I'm going to see you in your rocking chair and you'll be sipping on a few oysters.
It's never going to happen. They're horrific. We will move on to the main meal so I can forget about oysters.
Main meal so my favourite meal is a roast chicken dinner.
Okay.
Now, I couldn't bring in a roast chicken dinner, so I got the second best thing, which is a roast chicken sandwich. And I brought ones from, Avoca with...
Yes.
They have those Poulet Bonne Femme, the French.
Poulet Bonne Femme.
The French.
The French. See, we love the French.
We wouldn't have roast chicken sandwiches without them. So I went and got these roast chicken there because...
Do you know what Poulet Bonne Femme means?
Chicken, I don't know, beautiful woman?
Femme is like beauty or something, isn't it?
Yeah, is bonne is good. Femme is femme woman.
Good. Chicken beauty good. Chicken beauty good is what this is.
And that's exactly what it is. So this is your kind of basic one. I love a basic sandwich. It's mayo, bit of butter on the bread, of course, and chicken. And that's it.
Beautiful.
Okay.
And then we have...
These ones, this one has tomato and lettuce added. And then this one has the woman who was working there was like, you have to try the carnation sauce.
Carnation chicken, yes.
So that has that as well.
Is that something to do with the Queen?
Is it? I don't know.
I don't know anything about it. It is.
It's kind of like... Oh, okay.
Oh, carnation chicken sandwiches are served at her were served at her
Okay, I had no idea. So it's kind of like a curry tasting mayo? Is that kind of how we describe
curry
it?
Mayo.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything more oil than mash. Beautiful. Okay, we'll try basic here.
The basic, amazing.
This does look phenomenal.
Oh, it does. And I got the skin on because
of course.
What's wrong with you if you don't get the skin on?
Chicken sandwich. Like, can you beat a chicken sandwich? You absolutely cannot.
It's delicious.
Thank you, France. We love your feminine good chickens. They're lovely.
Feminine chickens. The most beautiful of the chickens.
That's unbelievable.
It is really good. Could have done with a bit more mayo.
Just a touch, but it has been sitting for a while because I was late.
And I drove it in I came from Kildare, so picked it up on the way, so it has been sitting for a while. But
absolutely beautiful.
you know what? Like, a chicken sandwich, you can't really go wrong with that. That's sensational. Wrong. Okay.
It doesn't need anything else.
Do we want to bite into the rest of these, or will we just kind of decide that it's good?
I don't know. Should we try the Queen's one, maybe?
The Queen's one, yeah.
As soon as it came so highly recommended.
Okay, yeah. She wouldn't let me leave without it. She also said when I was ordering just the basic one, she was like, that's boring. Would you not want anything else on it? And I was like,
Oh, she should probably keep her opinions to herself, should she? Or
well, I guess she's kind of right, is she?
we'll see if she's right, okay? So we've had what she considers boring.
Okay, wow. Okay,
Let's see if... Okay, that looks...
It does look great.
It does look phenomenal.
Yeah, this is great. Oh, wow. Except, like, boring is always less messy, isn't it?
Boring is definitely... Oh, God.
Okay.
Look at that, though. So here we have coronation chicken.
Yeah.
In honour of the royal family. We're getting everybody involved today. A lot of people are going to go mental that I said that, but look. She knows what she's talking about.
Yeah, that's really good.
I would imagine I have sauce all over my face now.
Me too. I should have bought some napkins.
Okay, we're back with cleaner faces. If you're going to have coronation chicken, just make sure you've also got a napkin because we had to take a break there to wash our faces. But it was absolutely lovely.
That was really nice, wasn't it?
We have a bonus item today.
Yeah, you know what? I thought that after seeing your video about bagels and your opinion on bagels, which is fair, you know,
Yeah.
I think here in Ireland we're not to the standard of New York when it comes to bagels or anything like that. They're relatively new here, aren't they? Only the last few years.
I will just, for anybody who's not aware, I think bagels are terrible. They're fine, they're bread, but I think almost every other bread is better than a bagel. I find them to be almost always slightly stale, just a bit too dense, flavourless. I don't like the toppings that people put on them. I don't think the hole in the middle is achieving anything. Maybe it's part of the cooking process, but that's not really relevant to me as the end consumer. Stuff falls through the hole. I find it hard to sort of butter them. It's pretty much the whole experience.
The whole thing about a bagel.
Of a bagel is not for me.
You know what? That's why I've decided to bring you a bagel.
Okay.
Hopefully change your mind. But I do think about these bagels, it's about the whole thing. It's about the inside. It's about the proportions.
Okay.
It's like the bagel isn't the center focus. It's like, I'm going to give you a cream cheese and salmon one, okay?
Okay. The bagel is a vessel.
The bagel is a vessel. That's exactly it. Okay, so this is from a coffee shop in Kildare called Hey Darling.
Okay,
They
Darling.
are famous in Kildare for their bagels. And they also do a really good toasty, but like I couldn't bring you the whole menu.
I mean, I'm excited for this.
So first impression looks... Well, sorry,
Okay,
telling you.
1 second now. Let's get it open so they can see the inbox experience. Okay, as anybody who's listening can't see this, but I'll describe it in detail. We have an absolutely gorgeous looking bagel here. It appears to be poppy seeds. Maybe it's poppy seed bagel.
Poppy seeds, yeah.
Poppy seed bagel. We've got a little bit of rocket to give it a bit of zest, and salmon and cream cheese. I'm undecided on whether or not I like cream cheese.
Okay, so
that could play. It does look.
Wow, it looks great.
The cross section is fabulous,
and this is, I got this 2 hours ago before I came to you. So
it looks lovely.
Looks great. All right, well, cheers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that is very good. I have a bit more cream cheese on this side, so I'm going to try this as well.
They managed to proportion everything, in my opinion, really well. Really nice salmon. Sometimes salmon can be a bit iffy.
That's delicious.
Amazing.
But I can't help thinking, would it be better if it wasn't a bagel? Would that be better as a brioche bun, as a roll? Would it be better as a simple sandwich? This is delicious. I 100% get it. But the bagel is the weak point. The bagel is the problem for me. But still very nice. I would eat that.
Yeah.
If I lived down the road from them, I'd be in spending a few euro with them. So what are they called? Hey Darling.
Hey Darling.
You do a great product. It's no hate on ye. I'd eat that. That's lovely. Yeah.
The inside, what are they called? The fillings are actually really, really good. That salmon, I'm like, oh my God.
The salmon's really nice.
It's really nice, isn't it?
The rocket works as well. I was a little bit skeptical. I'm always skeptical of rocket because it's a very strong flavour.
Yeah.
But it works. It brings it all together. Yeah. I'm a fan. I like a bagel. People from New York can stop accosting me on the street. I've had 5 people come up to me this week and tell me that, oh, you haven't had a real bagel. Okay, well, maybe it's not from New York, but it's close enough.
It's close enough. You know what? I after hearing your strong opinion on bagels, and I am a bagel fan, I had to see what you thought of these ones. And now you have to go to New York and actually try bagels.
I will have a bagel in New York when I go to the US next year, so you can hold my word to that.
Okay, so
now, a very important topic to discuss.
Okay.
Probably the most important topic.
Let's go.
You are conducting surveys of well-known people of the best things in Ireland, okay?
Yeah.
What I would like to hear is some results of this data collection.
Okay, no problem.
And then I kind of want to hear your opinions. So I think the most famous line from your videos is, what's the best pint in Dublin? Having conducted the research, what is the most common answer to that question?
So the best pint in Dublin, it's either Keogh's, Grogan's. It's either Keogh's or Grogan's.
Okay.
They're the ones that come up.
Keogh's and Grogan's.
Top, yeah.
If you were to pick one of those, what would you pick?
God, they both serve such a good purpose. I feel like they're both great spots.
Yeah.
It's really difficult. Okay, for me, I'm going to go with Grogan's. You know what? On a Tuesday early afternoon, or just when they open, when it's nice and quiet, because I like a quiet pub.
Yeah, same.
They're relaxed before it gets crazy on the weekend. Sitting there having a pint, either inside or outside where you can people watch, is probably one of my favourite places to be.
Okay.
So I'll go with that one. But Keogh's is an amazing spot.
Okay. So Keogh's or Grogan's, that's where you need to go, not Temple Bar.
Temple Bar also has its purpose.
Yeah.
You know what?
So what do you think it is for the uninitiated? What do you think it is that makes a great spot for a pint?
Okay, for me, like I've just said, I do like when it's a bit quieter.
Yeah.
So I'll always go, if I'm, it's funny because I go to pubs all the time. People think I drink in all the pubs I do work in, but I absolutely do not. So when I am going for a pint, I'm going to go on a Tuesday, probably Tuesday early afternoon, so that I'm home by 6.
Yeah.
For me, a pub, not too busy. Really a nice, friendly face when you walk in, like great staff. And welcoming, because especially if, I don't know, I go in for a pint on my own, if it's not welcoming as a woman on your own, it can be a little bit intimidating in some places.
Yeah.
So for me, welcoming, and yeah, I don't mind if there's music or not on. I kind of love the way most Irish pubs, we play like pop music, like top 40 hits, which is hilarious. People expect that there's, traditional Irish music playing all the time. It's like,
well, I used to play music in pubs, and people used to get annoyed if I played anything that wasn't Irish. They'd be like, oh, that's from my country. Why are you playing that? Exactly. I came here to listen to you play I Did Diddly I.
Yeah, exactly.
Why are you singing Adele?
It's so funny though, isn't it? But when you do, and you'll notice it more. I've only noticed it since someone pointed it out. I'm like, it's so true. When you go into a very Irish traditional pub, you're usually going to have the radio on. That's playing Adele or something.
100%.
Which is incredible. So music on or off. And then, I do like a dark enough pub, but I like when it has a little bit of light.
Yeah.
And when there's obviously like a few people, but not too many people. I'm really thinking about it here. And I like when a pub has a carpet. And I love the little stools. I'll always sit on a stool.
I hate I feel exposed to the elements. I like a bench. A cushioned bench.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
well, I take that.
I like to be able to see everything. I don't like that there's stuff going on behind me. I can't see it.
Okay, perfect. I don't mind. I don't want to know what's going on behind me. So actually, if we went for a drink, it's perfect.
That's perfect.
So I can sit on the stool and you sit on the bench.
Yeah, no, I'm
Amazing.
an observer. So I'm the sort of person where you have to say several things twice because I will get caught up in somebody else's conversation.
Oh, you're one of those
meant to be listening to. Oh, I'm nosy. Like, I am so nosy.
Okay.
If there's a bit of something going on, I want in. Like, I don't have to know them. I want to know if I hear, even if it's minor drama. Oh, I was going to say my granny's dead. That's major drama. But like, if somebody's like, oh, I broke up with my boyfriend, never met them before. I'm tuning in. I need to.
Exactly. Your friends.
Calm down for
Ignore
a second.
them. Yes.
We've got something going on over here.
You're one of those.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
like a little old woman. I like even like when I used to live in Ballina. I used to live in the main street of Ballina, and I'm like a little old woman. I'd be there looking out the window, seeing what's going. What are they at?
You know what? We need all those little old women.
Yeah.
It's great. It keeps it
I'm
interesting.
the next generation.
You know what? Exactly. I've been for drinks with people who do that, and you're like, hello, which is, it's fine. I mean,
you just can't compete with a stranger's drama.
No, and you know what? Then I get wrapped up in it too, and I'm like, oh my God, fantastic. Well,
I've gotten better as the years have gone on, but I'm an absolute bollocks for gossip. I love it.
You love the juice.
Oh, I love it. I love gossip. I love intrigue. I don't even have to know somebody. If I walk in, I won't bitch myself, but I'll absolutely bystand a bitching session.
Okay.
Like if a bitching session's going on, I'll come in. I'll suck it all up.
Anyone have any bitching sessions coming up? Garron will be there.
Yeah, if you do, I'll walk by you. I'll get into it. I won't partake because I think I'm morally above that, even though I'm not. I'm just a listener. I'm like one of those people who thinks they're better than everybody because I won't do it myself. But I'm sucking it all in, taking in all the gossip.
I love it. I'm like, if you're sitting near Garron anywhere, you know that information is, well, it's safe.
I won't say a bad thing about anyone,
but
here's what I heard.
Exactly.
That's all I heard.
And you know what? You can hear, and if you don't pass it on, there's nothing wrong with that.
If you stand by a gossip session, you keep it to yourself. You're fine. More of an oracle. Yeah. You're just picking up wisdom. That's how I look
And you're
at
helping someone out.
Yeah.
Because someone's using you as a soundboard, so it's perfect. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, yeah.
Just don't spread it.
So, yeah, all that is to say I like to sit on a bench.
And I like the stool. Yeah. So I can't see anything else that's going on, just so I can pay attention to the person I'm with. We'll have to go for a drink.
Maybe I need to do that. Well, yeah.
No, you know what? I wouldn't mind going for, I'd love to go for a drink. You sitting on a bench, I'll sit on the stool, and you partake in everyone else's conversation.
That sounds ideal. That sounds perfect to me.
I'll just have a pint to stare at you.
Yeah, well, I'll unload some information
you can fill
that I pick
me
up.
Yeah, okay.
So, you also ask people what their favourite pub in Ireland is. Yeah. I would imagine favourite pub in Dublin is pretty similar to the best pint in Dublin answer.
Yeah. It is.
So we'll skip that and we'll go to what tends to be
the best
excluding Dublin
in Ireland's
favourite pub.
At the moment, so last year when I was doing it, it was the Bullman in Kinsale that came up just countless times. This year, it's Murphy's in Brandon in Cork, Cork in Kerry. Murphy's, that I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. Yeah, and it's Bandon or Brandon. I don't know. I can't.
Bandon in Cork.
It's in Kerry.
Brandon. I don't know.
Yeah.
Let me know. Where is that in Kerry?
Where is it? It's Murphy's. I can't even believe this is off the top of my head, but it keeps coming up.
Okay. Murphy's in Kerry. Apparently the best pub in Ireland.
Apparently the best. You know what? Can I just look at my phone and make sure that's what it's called?
Yeah. Because let's get the good information.
I'm like, that is, and it's either Bandon or Murphy's. Here we go. And I haven't been out. Oh yeah. Murphy's Bar, Brandon in Kerry.
Murphy's Bar, Brandon in Kerry is apparently... not sponsored, is apparently the best pub in Ireland, according to most people.
Everyone loves it because in the summer you can just sit outside, boats pull up, they have nice food, and apparently the pint is amazing, and the people that work there are very special. So
there you go. You've done your work, and the people have spoken about you. So there you go.
Next year it'll be a different one. We'll have to do this again.
This is a controversial one.
Okay.
What is the best pizza in Dublin? Because I hear mixed reports. There are people who like one place. A lot of people like one place in particular, and then everybody else hates that place. That place is so overrated.
That's always the way, isn't it? When a lot of people speak out about how great one place is, you're only ever going to get more people speaking out or people speaking against that. So, you know what? I think there's a pizza for every mood. So I like a lot of different pizzas. I love the old school De Fontaines. They just warm it up.
I'll tell you the ones that have been most recommended to me because I'm planning on doing a video.
Oh, lovely.
Where I go to all of the top pizza places.
Okay.
So the ones that have been recommended to me so far are De Fontaines.
Yeah.
Pie.
Yeah.
Bambino.
Yeah.
Manny.
Manny, yeah.
For Roman style pizza.
Yeah.
And those are the four I hear a lot.
Okay, amazing. And
should I add anything to that list?
There is also Doom Slice Pizza, which is it's kind of a new one on the scene.
Okay.
So it's been out for a few months, but I only went last month, and it's like a Detroit style pizza.
What is a Detroit
So it's kind
style?
of like a more deep dish.
Oh, like a Chicago one. Deep dish kind of thing.
Exactly, something like that,
Some
but not
people
as...
from Chicago are going to
that's not it. Yeah, exactly.
It is to me. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, we're going to offend someone,
sorry
no matter
to
what
the
we
French,
say.
The Americans, the Canadians. Who else did I have a pop
I'm like, I think that was it. But we complimented you in return.
Yeah, I loved the French. I want to make that very clear because a lot of French people think I don't like them for some reason.
The kissing.
Yeah, kissing. French
fries.
people came up with kissing. I'll give you that, even though I'm not sure if it's true, but I'll give you that.
The baguettes.
Yeah, absolutely. Baguettes. Like I eat a baguette every day.
Exactly.
Right? Thanks a million for that.
Thank you, France. So there, Doom Slice, add that to your list.
Okay.
And then there's this place in Ballsbridge, and it's an Italian place, Italian owned. They do a kind of, I'd say like between a New York and a holiday pizza. Go in and get their, just like a margarita or their 4-cheese pizza. You might not like a strong cheese on that. But anyway, go get the margarita.
Okay.
It's sensational. It's called Al Boschetto. And
Bischetto.
it's really, really good. And nobody talks about that pizza. And I'm like, it's very nice. Now, I wouldn't be in Ballsbridge all the time, but I'd go for that pizza.
Okay.
But yeah, I think, like, so I don't know. I like them all. But De Fontaine's, I think, is probably...
I feel like you're selecting De Fontaine's as the best pizza.
I love it. I love stepping in there. I love walking by there. I'm always like, if I'm not getting a pizza, I want to be getting a pizza when I walk by there.
Yeah.
Everyone working there is just having a laugh. Also, I don't know if you've seen the place. Recently, I was out way past my bedtime till 2 a.m, which is very strange for me.
That's when I get up.
Anyway, you were just waking up, getting out of bed, and I was walking by De Fontaine's, and it was like a nightclub. They're blasting out music. So, you know what? They just tick all the boxes. Whether it's lunchtime, whether it's dinner, or whether it's 2 a.m.
Yeah.
They do it well.
I've got to try it now because I've been putting off trying any of the main pizza places since I moved to Dublin.
Okay.
Because I want to do it all in one go and I want to decide what the best one is. I feel like I need to split it up though because I feel like comparing Roman pizza to like, you know, regular sort of pizza to so I'll split them up. But I'm going to try De Fontaine's first, I think, because a lot of people seem to think it's the best, even though Bambino gets a lot of the credit.
It also is delicious.
Yeah.
There is a pizza with olives on it in De Fontaine's called the Bad Brad or something. So the olives really, they sell it for me. Like we talked about.
And I am sophisticated now. I'm over 30, so I like olives.
So you would enjoy that slice. Okay. And their garlic dip is really, really good.
I don't like garlic dip. I think it tastes like battery acid and it sticks. Another thing I wouldn't go shifting after you have a garlic dip. But I also have a few like night out remembrances of garlic dip coming back. So I'm just not a garlic dip person at all.
You know what? Yeah, I wish I wasn't, but I just love the stuff. I could just eat it out of the jar.
A chili drizzle.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
Like an oil kind of?
Yeah, like an oil.
Oh, yeah, that's nice.
Yeah. Do you know what's good, actually?
Go on.
Like, at the end of a pizza is just like some balsamic vinegar and some oil.
Oh, yeah, lovely.
And just to have the end of the pizza with that, I feel awful sophisticated when I do that.
Oh, yeah, no, that you slagging me for having oysters.
I know, yeah. I'm a bollocks. I think I'm better than everyone.
See you dipping into balsamic your crust.
It's nice. I've seen it on TikTok a few times and I was like, I'm going to try it. And it was actually lovely. So
well, I believe everything I see on TikTok. So I believe that.
It's never led me astray.
I know you've just recently moved to Dublin. So like, do you have a best pub or like a best anything? So
see, I don't know if I'm cultured enough to do a best of yet.
You are more than cultured.
Not for Dublin. Because you're going to go, what's the best restaurant in Dublin? I'm going to go Camden Rotisserie and Supermax.
And fair. Camden Rotisserie is delicious.
Listen, Camden Rotisserie gets so much free publicity from me. It's unbelievable because I absolutely love your work.
You know what? Rightly so. There's nowhere you can just get roast chicken.
I love it.
It's simple, it's accessible, and it's delicious.
Camden Rotisserie, if you see this and you go through your orders, you will vomit when you see how much money I have spent at your establishment. I couldn't recommend the place more. I love it. I love your gravy. I love your chicken. I love your spuds. I love how you put a little bit of butter in the green beans. It all works.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Don't they do corn as well?
They do corn. The corn's unbelievable, yeah.
Everything. And they're really friendly as well.
They're really friendly. The desserts are class. Have you had the desserts?
No, I actually haven't.
The desserts are great. So, their burgers are lovely. Their goujons are like... Listen, I'm a fan, okay? I'm a fan.
So we already know your answer for that.
Yeah.
But I'll give you time then to figure out the best pizza.
Yes.
You can also put it in different categories. Like you said, you can't compare a Roman style pizza to a New York style pizza.
I've never had... I don't know what pizza types I've had. I think I've had like Goodfellas.
Well, it's Goodfellas New York.
I've had frozen pizza. I've had Apache.
Which are also delicious. And I love an Apache pizza.
Yeah, Apache's good.
Apache's really good.
Yeah.
And underestimated.
I think there's two places in Ireland, and I think it's Apache Pizza and Supermax.
Yeah.
And because they're not as Supermax isn't as omnipresent in the East as it is at home. But because they've always been there, people don't give them the credit for how good the food is. Supermax food is so high quality compared to like McDonald's.
Yeah, it's
so
absolutely
much better.
Delicious. You know what? I was telling you, I put up a video about trying In-N-Out Burger in Vegas for the first time. And, you know, people were like, oh, in Ireland, it's so much better. I was like, hold on a second. I'm not saying that this is better than any burger in Ireland. Like Supermax, delicious. Or all the other burgers we have are also delicious. But for a fast food burger, we are like, you can't compare.
For like a franchise where you know what you're going to get and it's fast food and it's quick, I don't think there's a better franchise than Supermax. I have to say it.
And
I'm
how
just
much
being
are they
honest.
paying you for this?
Nothing. Actually, they're one of the only fast food establishments that really hasn't paid me. So there you go.
Supermax, I mean.
Love Apache, love the pizza in Apache, love them. Also love Abracadabra. Big fan of Abracadabra.
Oh yeah, I used to, after a night out when in my teens, used to get, the chip buddy with garlic sauce. So just the French baguette.
Yes.
With sophisticated, with some, with chips and loads of garlic sauce.
Yeah.
Do you remember that thing? It was just like,
So good.
it was
So
absolutely
good.
delicious. I think my mouth's watering now. I'd
It's
actually
so
eat one
good.
right now.
To me, you absolutely cannot beat a chicken breast sandwich from Supermax with the bacon and cheese on it and a curry cheese chip.
Oh yeah.
And a muffin and ice cream if you're really hungry.
Oh, lovely.
You cannot compete with it. I'm sorry.
And if you can, let us know.
Yeah, if you can, let us know, but you're wrong.
You're wrong.
See,
The
burgers
tenders.
have very much gone, the chicken
tenders.
tenders are so good. Like
They're delicious.
They're curries, they're using the right curry sauce. They're doing it all right.
Yeah, and it's what I look forward to when I'm driving somewhere in the country. I'm like, perfect. When some of the petrol stations have a Supermax attached.
Yes.
There's one in particular that I always go to. I can't even think where it is, but they have a drive-through one.
Yeah. Yes.
The dream.
Are you thinking of Moneygall?
Oh, maybe, yeah.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it's so,
yeah.
like the best.
The Obama Plaza.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you just drive through and you just get your Supermax. It's like, this is heaven.
It's so good. Now, I have one, I think, final question.
Okay.
No, I have two final questions. Okay,
Great.
so what's the best place for food in Ireland? Flat out, full stop.
Wow.
No matter what you're having.
Okay. Best place for food in Ireland. You know where... God. Okay, I don't know. Is it going to be in Dublin? Where I like to go, like, the most?
Yes.
Or where, like, the best food, or where people say the most? So people...
give me both.
Okay, so people always said Uno Mas in Dublin is the
What
best
sort of food
restaurant.
is that?
It's kind of, I think it's like tapas. I've never been.
Okay,
But,
I
yeah,
don't know what tapas is.
just like small plates. Small plates, yeah.
okay.
Or like
Doesn't
Spanish.
sound up my
small
street.
plates.
I'm more of a big plates kind of guy.
You can get as many as you want.
Oh, okay. Quantity,
They
I
don't.
see. I'm very much in the game for quantity.
Apparently it's the best, okay?
Okay.
It's come up countless times on the best of interviews that it turned into a joke. And my mum was even asking, so what is Uno Mas like?
Uno
And
Mas.
I've never been.
Yes.
Like everyone's like, what? You've never been? I was like, no, I never said it as the best restaurant. Like I've never answered those questions. So I'm dying to go. So maybe we could actually go and try it.
Yeah, we should go to
We
Uno
should do
Mas.
that.
Yes, yeah.
I'd love to know what
It'll
it's
be my
like.
first tapas and the best place in Ireland.
The best place in Ireland. Another place that I really like, okay, there's two places and they're out west. Lenan's in New Quay. I was there recently in Clare. Like the seafood they have there is just amazing. It's in a pub, like an extended pub that's 300 years old. It used to be like the centre of a community. It was a petrol station. It was a post office. It was an everything. And now it's a amazing seafood restaurant. They also have Flaggy Shore oysters, which are the tiny oysters. So I think the next oyster you have
that might be a
needs
bit
to be a smaller
easier
one.
in the
Much
mouth,
easier,
yes.
yeah. So I love that place. And then there's another place just up the road called Moran's on the Weir. Again, another seafood spot. And yeah, I think you'd happily go and spend hours there with some of your favourite people.
Okay.
And enjoy some seafood. So I think I'd go seafood. I love seafood.
Yeah, I like seafood as well.
Yeah.
So, okay. But there you go. That's the best. Now, there's one other question I wanted to ask. Two, actually.
Okay.
Two. So, I am wondering about the cultural differences between Canada and Ireland. Is there any one in particular that you found strange, given that you pretty much almost did half and half in both countries?
Gosh. God, I've never...
Did you find when you moved here when you were 11, was there anything that was like really jarring about how the Irish people were compared to what you got used to in Canada?
Okay, well, we didn't... when I moved over here, it was, straight into kind of hanging out in fields.
Yes. Oh, you don't do that in Canada?
They didn't really do that when I was in Canada, no. So maybe I came back for the best years of my life. We all need to experience those years of hanging out in fields. So yeah, I guess that was a little bit of
Okay.
cultural difference. Hanging out in fields.
Hanging out in fields is the main thing you can expect if you're coming to Ireland and you're looking for something culturally different. And
the food. The food also is obviously different. Our food is definitely it's not better, but It's lots filled with butter and potatoes and all those delicious things.
We do not care about calories as much.
Yeah, so I'm like, maybe there's, exactly, less salads and more potatoes.
More calories, more carbohydrates, more fats.
Yeah, but I absolutely loved living in Canada. I really enjoyed it. And the people are great. They're lovely. And especially when you work in an Irish pub in Canada.
Yes.
Like you make wonderful tips. Wonderful tips. And
yeah, well, you don't do that here.
No.
Yeah, you can have the 40 cent there, yeah. Go on.
Yeah, tipping isn't...
Don't spend it all in the one shop.
I do encourage people who come and visit because they always ask, is the tipping culture different in Ireland? Because I've been told to not tip. And I'm like, no, you should tip. You have to tip.
It's just a very different here. So you kind of tip when you think somebody's done an exceptional job.
Yeah.
But the tips can be, you can tip somebody like... A lot of the time, if you get a tip here, it's really good.
Yeah.
But you don't get a lot of tips.
Yeah, true. Exactly.
That's what I found. Like when I worked in a shop, I remember like almost nobody would tip me because you don't tip people who work in a shop generally.
Yeah, I was wondering. I was like, what kind of shop?
It was a phone shop.
Okay.
But like I used to like fix people's phones and stuff.
Oh yeah.
So I'd be like fixing their phone or whatever, and I almost never got tips. But when I did get a tip, they were always really memorable. Like one guy came in and gave me a gift card for lunch.
Oh wow, nice.
In the shopping centre I was working in, and he gave me like 150 quid on it.
What?
To get me like lunch for the month. And
that's so nice.
Yeah, like people can be so nice.
And people always remember as well when you are so nice.
They do. They really do.
And that's like how lovely. Sorry, I'm like.
Yeah, I know. I was shocked because he gave it to me and he made nothing of it. He just goes like, "Oh, there's just a few quid on that for you to get it."
150 euro.
Yeah, I was like, I'll get lunch. I was like, and then I was like, I wonder if there's like a few euro on it, how much is left? And there's like, there's 146 euro left. I was like, absolute madman. He said nothing about it. It was just real casual.
I love people like that.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe one day we can be people like that. Anyway, tip. Leave a tip if you can.
Leave a tip. And I think it's time for us to close up.
I've really enjoyed this.
We've had a lovely time.
There's so much food.
I'm in a bed of carbs, which is my happy place. Till next time, you're an absolute legend. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for having me.
And stay delicious.
This show is part of the HeadStuff Podcast Network, a hub for the creative and the curious. Shows are produced in association with HeadStuff and the Podcast Studios Dublin. Find out more or become a member at headstuffpodcasts.com.